Hello, my dear guest. Today I want to show you how you can easily simplify your application using ngDefault control. And especially with Angular 15, I will make it like one-liner. So let's look into our application. We will have just a form with two inputs, like doc and foot. And when we type something, you can see the result. So what we are interested is our second control will have an icon. And let's look into our code. So this is just simple form, and we will have our component with icon and just submit button and reset. And in our component yes, it's just a form when we use form builder and we create our form. So right now everything is simple, but then when we go into our component, because we need somehow to connect this component to our form, we use control value accessor, and here is the code, but it's basic code. It's not even like nothing added. So basically, it's what you need to add to every component that use control value accessor. And then in your component, we will have ngModel, but here you can have form control and our icon. And right now with Angular 15, we can simplify. So let's start with, let's remove control value accessor completely. And we don't need these providers. So first solution will be just add ngDefault control to your component, and let's come back. It doesn't like something because I've deleted value probably. So bring back value. We don't need actually ngModel, so let's remove it. We don't need anything, just input. Let's go back, and everything works. But this is a problem. You don't want to add ngDefault control to every your component. And I mean, just imagine, you need to remember that there are some components that you need to add ngDefault control and some others you don't. So previously, what you would create is control value accessor and use it. But in Angular 15, we can use host directives. And we can add our ngDefault default value accessor. But then we have one problem. So basically, right now, default value accessor is not standalone. And there was a pull request. But as we can see, they don't want to make it a standalone because it can break other functionality. And right now, they are not ready to do it. But it doesn't stop us to do it. We can make default value accessor standalone. To do it, we will create our directive. And let's say my default value. Let's say my default control. Okay. It will generate the directive. Let's make it a standalone. True. And because it is standalone, we need to import it instead of adding as a declaration. And what we can do in this control directive, we can actually extend this default value accessor. So what we are doing, we actually just copying the functionality, but we're making it standalone. So let's have in constructor, and we need to call super and pass our renderer element ref, and for third parameter, let's pass it false. So basically it's composition mode. In our case, it will be false. And let's try when we add our app default control, it will not work. Yeah, we need to remove, just 1 second. We need to remove this host directives. Right now it doesn't work because we need one more step. We need to register it as a, we need to register with providers, and let's say provide. Come on, we need to object provide ngValue accessor is existing. So basically it's the same as you will do in control value accessor. And we will use existing and multi-true. So let's come back to our code. And everything works, but we have one more step that we need. Because we don't want to add this in every component, and it's quite nice because now we can use host directives, and we need our my default control directive. So basically the name, we need to pass this name of the class. Now when we come back, everything is connected, but if we just look how much simpler it is. So let's compare. So instead of creating this ngValue, just 1 second. So basically now we don't need to create this ng control value accessor. We don't need to register on touch, on change. Everything is done by Angular automatically, and we don't need even to pass anything in our input. And all the functionality is here, and we just do it with one line, with host directives. And the beautiful of this approach is you can reuse it. And maybe during Angular 16, you will completely remove this my default control directive, because they will make it as default value accessor standalone by definition. So it will be much easier for you to develop further. I hope this helps you. Remember to move your body. Have a great day. Bye.